So then once the series was released, what happened? What was the reception?
Reception was really great. I mean, I think that we were surprised by as many accolades and views that we got. And it was really at a time where the Streamies were just starting out. It was like their second season for the Streamy Awards. And so that was something we wanted to come out in 2009 so that we could qualify. And so it became sort of there was a little bit of controversy in the beginning when we early released episodes, because we wanted to qualify just like they do with the Academy Awards. People release the movie in December so they can be, qualified for the awards. And because our web series was produced by Sony and by Crackle, it became sort of like, yeah, but the web series is different. Web series are independent. And so it was within the community, it was a bit of a challenge because people were thinking, well, it's a network, it's a studio. And we're like, yeah, but we're just filmmakers. And like, they gave us a little bit more money than if we'd done it ourselves, but like, there's nobody behind us besides, they're helping us, but we're just two guys making a film. That's all we are. And, but it was well received. For that time, it had, 14 million views, the most views anybody had ever had at that point for a show. Now that's like nobody, like 14 million, that's nothing. 140 million is not even nothing anymore. And then we were nominated for awards and stuff with BANFF and with Streamies. And so, yeah, we were really surprised and excited that people were digging it. And we got to, we were at Comic-Con signing posters, and it was crazy. It was such a great time.
And then once sort of some of that died down, did you think that would have helped to lead to another project?
Oh, yeah, I drank the Kool-Aid on that too, thinking, oh yeah, this is gonna be just natural. I just walk in the door, tell them I did this, and be able to lead to something else. What it did is it opened a lot of doors for me, and I was able to to take meetings and get things across and almost get certain things made. I did book a ton of jobs afterwards that I got specifically because I had done it. But it wasn't as easy as like, I thought, oh yeah, we'll just be able to make this as a TV series. And we had pitched it to it as a TV series with Sony Television, and wasn't able to get it made. And we're like, okay, we'll go do something else. And we both sort of split off and did our own things and tried to get things made. And, I think that the business is seductive, where you start to think, oh yeah, this is easy. Like, we just made this. And I think I said in one of my blog posts too, it's like, it's easy to get sucked into knowing how hard something is. So as I'm creating something, I'm thinking, oh, I know what they want. They're not gonna want this because they want X, Y, and Z. So then I'm not gonna worry, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna try to do something else. And so I found myself right afterwards trying to give them what they want, what different places wanted, and not doing something I wanted. And so that's where we started with saying, now I feel like I want to create, projects that I'm excited about, things that mean something to me, because those things will get made eventually or not. But I'm at least spending time doing that rather than going, ABC is looking for this kind of show. Okay, I'll start working on something like that. Or Cinemax is looking for this, so I'm going to start doing, I can adapt my project for that. And then I just felt like I was just sort of spinning wheels trying to, create something for somebody else that I didn't believe in. Does that make sense?
It does. What's your advice for a filmmaker between projects? Especially one that's proactive, mm-hmm. where your statement is, you don't wait for stuff to happen, Keep it PG-13. Yeah. But what's your advice?
I feel like it's easy to get stuck with thinking, oh my gosh, this is happening. Like right now we have a project that we've been pitching and getting out there, and you're waiting on phone calls and you're waiting on emails back, you're waiting to see if people are interested. And it's so seductive that, Wednesday, we'll hear on Wednesday. Those Wednesdays turn into 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. And you're like, I just wasted 6 months waiting for them to call me to pass, or having to, we're run out of options. So my wife and I have this project this specific project that we're working on together. And literally we were like, okay, so the minute we had something set up with a company and we had a writer attached, and we were like beginning to, set up, okay, we're now setting up meetings. We're like, okay, next thing, like we have to work on something else together, because I'm doing other stuff, she's doing other stuff, but we want to work on something else. Okay, what else are we going to do? Let's find something else to do, because if nothing else, just to take up our time, because otherwise you're sitting there waiting. Once it's sort of at a place, it just becomes, now we're emailing somebody, we're making calls, we're trying to set up meetings, we're setting up pitches, and then that literally takes so long to get a pitch on, a meeting set. Sometimes it's 3 weeks to get an answer, then it's 4 to 5 weeks to get the meeting. Most of the time they postpone. There's another 2 to 3 weeks. Then you pitch. Then there's a week to wait. And then if it's a pass, normally it's a pass, now you've wasted almost 3 months. Not wasted, but 3 months you've been waiting on something when you could be spending time, working on the next project. So that's my advice, is like, there's no, not that you need to have 50 scripts in your arsenal, but like you should be constantly working on other stuff, so that if nothing else, it just keeps my mind out of the, shit, I need to check my email. Oh, I need to, did this happen? Because it's so easy. I said it's seductive. It feels that way, because it just feels like, didn't yet. Maybe I should send an email to them to see if the executive heard anything. And it's like, no, we're going to hear. We'll hear when we hear. But if I have something I can be working on, then I'm constantly creating, because creating is how I got the meeting. Like, it wasn't just me talking about something. I created something that they liked that's going to get me to the next thing. So
then going back to the one wall that had all the projects, but this time at the top of it, kind of like, this is not my will.
Yeah.
This is the universe's will, whoever's will. But then here are the projects underneath.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely have the projects and the next steps for those projects. So those are the actions that I'm taking. And then sort of that helps me to go, okay, so now I understand, here are my projects. Okay, I've done everything I can for those. Like, probably some more stuff. I probably rewrite that one. Okay, maybe I'll work on rewriting that. Other times it's like, okay, have to start fresh. Like, all these ideas are like the same ideas I've been sort of reworking for so many years, and nothing's really happening with it. Let's sort of break free and try something different. Let me just try a totally different genre. Let me try a totally different, character, whatever it is, just to, continuing to be creative.